United Nations warned on Monday of the risk of a monetary policy-induced global recession that would have especially serious consequences for developing countries. Since the start of rate rises, UK pension funds are showing symptoms of systemic risks, and as a result, Bank of England announced 2 weeks of quantitative easing to flatten the curve. Meanwhile, Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank are also facing difficulties on their derivatives books due to higher interest rates and lower bond prices. Bank of China is ramping up the printing press to save its housing hyperbubble, while in some cities home prices have fallen more than half. Now, the United Nations is calling on the Fed and other central banks to halt rate hikes, stating, excessive monetary tightening could usher in a period of stagnation and economic instability. For some countries, the current course of action is hurting vulnerable people everywhere, especially in developing countries. We must change course. Silver price jumped 8% on the news in a matter of hours, the second highest daily increase ever happened in the past 50 years. Hyperinflation in energy prices is already happening in parts of Europe. If you had a $200 monthly energy bill 2 years ago, now you would be paying $2,000 per month, a tenfold increase. It pains me to see many families will be insolvent if the trend continues. With rising interest rates, the Fed and other central banks can only control demand side of the equation. The major difference between now and 1970 inflation era is that we are not currently having a crack-up boom, and there are no dramatic increases in supply and manufacturing. We are in a situation that some parts of the world are doing quantitative easing, others are tightening, so the world is going through quantitative confusion. However, raging inflation in basic goods, food and shelter is the only thing those countries have in common. UK, China, Japan already surrender to inflation due to its excessive debt. Australia is slowing down rate hikes by increasing only 25 basis points today. It is only a matter of time for the Fed to pivot. Imagine we are at a Texas Hold 'em table. Jerome Powell will be the only one check raising while holding a jack high. Eventually, when cards are dealt, it will blow up in his face and inflation will win. Before 1971, we never had a whole world using fiat currencies in the recorded history. We are at the end of the 50 years monetary experience. If you are still holding cash, understand your counterparty risk is your government's printing press. Be your own central bank, hold gold and silver, while you still can.